Today, I want to be going over how you can sound better instantly with these 5 tips. So saddle up and let's go. Instantly doesn't mean we're going to go from, if we're having a really hard time to all of a sudden sounding like Ariana Grande. Right? But I'm telling you, if you continue to apply these things, you're going to go from this point to 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 this point and beyond. So do me a favor and do not be discouraged if all of a sudden you don't go from, beginner Taylor Swift, you're on the phone, to all of a sudden like near, far, wherever you, right? Into Celine Dion right away. But if you keep applying these things, I guarantee you will get better. So why should you even listen to me? Well, my name is Patrice. I'm a singer, songwriter, voice coach for over 15 years. And when I tell you I've been applying these with my artist every single day, and anytime anyone walks through this door and seeing results, I am telling you the truth. And you can check out the site to see this for yourselves. Or hopefully you can apply this and then drop a comment and let me know. So let's just start by diving in. What are these 5 things that you can be applying? Okay, first things first, guys. If you are not applying diaphragmatic breathing, you are doing yourself the biggest disservice. So what is diaphragmatic breathing? AKA stomach belly breathing, right? The reason it's called diaphragmatic breathing is I'm just going to show you this lovely picture here, my friends. It is a picture of the diaphragm. And the reason this becomes important is because most people are doing what's called chest breathing. They're breathing into here. Now, why do we need to start to learn and train ourselves differently? Well, our beautiful vocal cords are right here. They live inside the larynx, which is right here, right? So you have your larynx, I would say it's the house of the vocal cords, and they're sitting in there. They sit like a V, like this in your larynx, in your throat, right? What happens ultimately is when we're singing, air passes through them. It causes them to go between open and closed positions, vibrate, and that's what's producing sound. The higher we go, think of a rubber band, they tighten, lower we go, they loosen. Again, they're kind of sitting like this in the voice, right? So that said, try breathing into your chest. We don't want to have tension here. And when I breathe into my chest, there's tension here. So what we want to be doing is diaphragmatic breathing, because what happens there is 2 things. We're getting in more air into our lungs, which is what holds the air in our body, and we're going to be able to support the sound not by pushing up here, but by pushing down here. And that, my friends, goes a long way. So what is the exercise that you can start to do? Well, it's as simple as this. 1 hand on the chest, 1 on the stomach. I'm going to take a nice breath in. I'm an advocate of breathing in through the mouth, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But breathing in through the mouth. And a nice smooth hiss out. The reason for that is you want to control that airflow. And you want to be able to hear. You don't want to begin. If you start to kind of lock into here, don't do it. It's not worth it. You'll build your endurance as you do it more. Now, the trick with this sometimes is when I say in, a lot of times for my artist, I'm like, okay, take a nice breath in. People instantly want to go pull in, right? So look at me. I'm like a magician, got all little tricks. But that said, I want for you to think about when you're breathing in that you're going to fill up a balloon in your stomach. Ultimately, you almost have 2 of these, which are your lungs and your body here. But think about when you breathe into this balloon, it's not getting smaller, it's getting bigger. Right? So think about that here. Woo, we're gonna push out there. So you want to be thinking of this. I'm telling you right now, do this 5-10 minutes a day. It goes such a long way. Breathing and singing and breathing properly, this is our energy source, right? This is like the engine of a car. You're not going super far, or you got a ton of people pushing if you do not have that engine. So do me a favor, 1 in the chest, 1 in the stomach. be working on that breathing, and I'm telling you, this will go a long way, and you will hear results almost instantly if you start applying this while singing. So that said, keeping this in, right? Next tip that I want for you to apply is keeping the tongue forward. Kind of went over how sound is produced, right? With our vocal cords here. Now our tongue goes back in through here. So if I pull my tongue back, right? And it can put the pressure here. It puts it on our vocal cords. That's the last thing we want. If I'm kind of doing you can hear that pressure in my voice. Tongue forward. Nice and open, a lot freer. It's going to feel better. It's going to sound better. That's a win-win. So what can you do to kind of train that muscle? Because that's what it is, our tongue. To stay forward, I like to do a nice open mouth yawn. When we yawn, our tongue typically wants to go back. But what you're going to do is you're going to keep it forward and really get that muscle memory. The other thing is while you're singing, you literally can take your tongue, pinch it, and make sure it doesn't go back, right? You almost have to train. It's like any muscle. We're training it to do what we need it to do. So we got breathing, we got our tongue. And then the other thing I want for you to do is practice. They can all kind of go hand in hand. Breathing in through your mouth. What that's going to do is really help to open things up in through here. You might have heard many people talk about put an apple in your mouth, put a golf ball in your mouth, put a marshmallow, whatever it may be. You want to be able to keep back here open. Why is that? It is because, in particular with like the higher notes there, right? Our vocal cords are stretching out. So if they are met against pressure, that's when we have those cracks and those things that we just do not want, right? So if I'm doing a, right, doesn't sound good. It doesn't feel good either, right? So I'm thinking nice and open. I'm also going to apply good breathing, keeping my tongue. You can hear how much more open that is. So breathing, our tongue, learning to breathe in through our mouth, that raises that soft palate in the back. You can even take a handy-dandy mirror to check, to make sure that that is happening there. Again, helps to create that open space. All right. Another tip is I want for you to do some lip rolls. That's going to help to loosen up the face here, right? Goes such a long way. And when you're doing these, if you're struggling with like a note and you kind of know it's in your range, right? Range is the number of notes you can sing comfortably, but you're really struggling with it, you can kind of do a little lip roll on it, get used to kind of getting that sound nice and forward. You can even do a nice lip roll or a closed mouth hum. Get that sound nice and forward and then open it up to it. See how that helps there. So lip rolls though, you can start by just creating them. If you're struggling, put a couple of fingers here to give some support. Right? Then we can start create them. Bring those low, bring those high. That's really, really great for natural breaks in the voice, which we all have, to start to smooth them out. So we've got breathing. We've got the tongue. We have those nice open, nice breaths in, starting to raise that soft palate. We have lip rolls. And then one of the last tips that I cannot stress enough is you want to be applying the open vowels. These, my friends, are the A-H, A-W, E-H, and the U-H. These make such a difference when it comes to the higher notes. Singers are not always singing things like we would speak them. This is something that I feel like when you start to really look at it, is like, yes, I'm in the know. It gets super exciting because now, again, I have a program called Learn to Sing Like the Pros, and it's literally what the pros are doing, the very things, right? So when we can start to unlock this, it helps us, what it's really doing is helping to open the mouth, right? We want to be open back here, and we want to be open and adjusting up front here. This makes, I'm telling you, a world of difference. So I want for you to apply this. And as an example, we could take, right, if I look at the song, one of my favorite, Titanium, right? We could look at that, and I could take that part, and she is doing my version. Shoot me down, not shoot me down, shoot me down. The ah. Bulletproof. Away. Ricochet. There's our F. Ricochet. It's not ricochet. That's right. That's gonna pull it. Ricochet. Your aim. Now she's doing two things here, right? It's almost like stylistically that she's applying these, but also it matters for when it comes to the higher notes. Show me down. If I pull on that, so use these vowels. Go study the artist you love. Watch these playing out and apply it. Well, I hope these 5 tips have helped you, and please try these and then drop a comment. If these did not help you instantly, I would be shocked. But thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and check out some other videos on other tips that will help you sing and go from here to there in a matter of time.